Guys, the scream I scrumped from, like, my inner core. My man is back. Like, everybody who knows me knows I have always been obsessed with Eren. And I feel like I can recognize that character again. I just watched the Shingeki no Requiem, or like AOT no Requiem, the animation, Attack on Titan Requiem, the animation by Studio Eclipse, based on the manga that Kay Lionheart is in charge of, blah, 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 right? I just finished watching that. I just want to say Studio Eclipse did an amazing job. An amazing job. And I used to be a part of that, guys, and, like, I was inactive for too long, so they kicked me out. Which put me back in there. Let me start with my complaints first, because there's, like, two of them, right? So, my only complaints are, in my opinion, I felt like some of Eren's dialogue, and of course I'm overly critical when it comes to Eren. I feel like some of his dialogue was a little, I won't say, I feel like kind of cheesy, just a little cheesy, a little bit heavy on the queso, just a little bit, like tiny, and that's if I had to complain about something. Because people accuse me of just dick sucking anything that is quote quote against Isayama, which this is not. And Isayama himself said that he loves fan works, okay? This is amazing. Like, this is immaculate. I felt like I was watching Attack on Titan again. In the best way. And I feel like I've definitely said these things when I read the first chapter of AOTNR. But here we have this battle of ideologies, this difference in ideologies. We have Zeke's ideology. We have Armin's ideology, represented by the shell that Eren discards, and the shell turns into Armin. Like, guys, this is amazing work. This is amazing work. And, like, I can see that they interpreted things in their own way and made the manga that much better. AOTNR manga. And obviously, Attack on Titan, the original by Isayama, is made a million times better just by the manga version of AOTNR, right? But this takes it to a whole nother level. When Eren dropped the seashell and it became Armin, took my breath away. Took my absolute breath away. My other last complaint is, and it's kind of a nitpick, Ymir didn't defy her master. He freed her. Like, not literally. He freed her to fuck with her, basically. He's like, you're free, go ahead. And then he told his buddies to hunt her down, right? So it's like, okay, that there was no problem with that, so there was no need to correct that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of retcon the fact that Fritz freed her, like, ironically, like, it wasn't actually him freeing her. Like, in The Lion King, when Scar's like, oh my god, like, Simba, what have you done? You've killed your father. And then he's like, what should I do? And he's like, run away and never return. And then Simba runs away, and he tells the hyenas, kill him, right? It's this ironic thing where you still get to look like, I guess, I don't know, the good guy in their eyes, in your victim's eyes, while you're, like, the greatest piece of shit in the world, right? So, in Simba's point of view, the hyenas were just relentlessly hunting him, right? In Ymir's point of view, yeah, maybe Fritz did free her. He freed her. But us as the audience, we knew that he didn't actually free her, right? So it was just this big, it was cruel. Like, actually, it was cruel and ironic. Like, in a good way. Like, holy shit, this guy is awful. This guy is absolutely the worst thing in this series. And you're supposed to feel that way, right? And so it's ironic that he frees her there, which makes it all the much more impactful when Eren frees her in Paths later on, right? So to say that, she defied her master, in a way, kind of like, it kind of changes a lot, right? She defied Fritz by dying when she gets older and acquires the power of the Titans. That's when she defies him, when he's like, get up, So that little rewrite there, kind of bad, honestly, because it has like a domino effect. But other than that, those are my only two complaints. First one, not that bad. Second one, potentially could end up being horrific, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, yeah, so here we're back into the Attack on Titan groove. It's good again, right? We have these 3 different ideologies. There's Armin, he represents hope. Like, even if shit is really fucking bad, and I know it looks really bad, we still have to hold on to hope that things can get better. We still have to hold on to hope that things can improve. They will improve. They must improve. And for some reason, when I think of Armin, I think of Jon Snow. I don't know why my brain just made that connection. I just thought about when Daenerys is like trying to kill everyone, and Jon Snow's like, this has to be a world of mercy. It has to be, And I guess that was Armin's POV, but it's like, yeah, mercy on the people who are trying to kill you while they're actively still trying to kill you is suicide, right? But anyway, back to AOTNR. I know I keep bringing up like side rants and stuff, but that's why there's other more organized YouTubers who do the work for me, right? Like Serenity, Always Try Hard. Those are people who, I love when they watch my videos because they take what I'm saying and they put it in a more organized way. I love it. Anyway, so obviously the animation is a 10 out of 10. 12 out of fucking 10, in my opinion. It's seamless, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and I especially loved at the end how they inserted, like, time lapses of them drawing the stuff themselves, because the first thing an ending defender, hater ass, ugly bitch is gonna say is, oh, like, this is, traced, or this is stolen from Isayama, copyright this, or da-da-da-da. Like, that's the first thing these people are gonna try, but, like, no. Boom, scroll to the end, you can see them drawing it themselves. So, my absolute favorite thing in this entire 14 minutes was Eren walking past each of the events that, the Attack Titan sees in the future. Okay, this is gonna be, I hope this doesn't come across too tangential. Things have to be spelled out to the audience. There's, laying the Easter egg and, giving you the hints you need to understand. And then there's neglecting the fucking plot so that, your dick-sucking fans can just piece together whatever with whatever headcanon they want to use. That's what Isayama did. So I love how it concretely said what needed to be said. At that moment, when the leaf pressed Eren's forehead, all of this, like it showed, all of this was erased. His time and the tree, right? Like, oh my God, you cannot make this up. Isayama is the most brilliant idiot in the world. It makes sense that Eren's on the hill, on the tree, and that he loses his memory of Paths, which is shown as a big fucking magical tree. Boom, leaf hits his forehead. He forgets his time that he spent in the place. And in the manga AOTNR, one of my favorite lines is, you'll forget your time here, but you won't forget this feeling. I feel like they definitely should have left that part in there. That was my favorite line so far in AOTNR. You will forget your time here, but you won't forget this feeling, right? So I love how it was all clearly laid out. And then, like, we as an audience know that Eren, through his Attack Titan power, could see what Eren Kruger saw. We knew that he could see what Grisha saw. But it was that much more powerful to see, to visualize, to see Eren walk through those parts. See Eren in his black coat walking past Kruger and Grisha. That's powerful. That's the stuff that sticks with the audience. And Isayama dropped the fucking ball by not playing with that some more. He absolutely dropped the ball by not, like, playing with that. And seeing older Eren walk past his mom dying, that was heartbreaking. But again, a very powerful visual, which wouldn't even work in canon because, oh, LMAO, he killed his own mom, right? Ugh. Anyways. Second thing that I loved the most about this, I liked the conversation between first of all, little Eren and big Eren, but I want to talk about Zeke and Armin first. So Zeke feels like he's spending his last moments like in here, and then after Eren tramples everybody, he'll be left to his own suicidal self, right? So that explains why he's telling Armin so much, right? Like, yeah, like, this is where we are. This is what this means. That's the founder over there. You know, her origin was da-da-da-da. And again, my problem was how they said that she defied her master and then played the imagery of her running in the woods. No, she did not defy him there. That's taking away from the part where she actually defies him, which is when she decides to die rather than serve him. So I didn't like that, but I did enjoy the conversation as a whole. And then another complaint, a tiny baby complaint that pulled me out just a little bit, was at the end of Eren telling little Eren everything. Like, by the way, I love this conversation, but at the end of that conversation, he addresses Armin as if he'd been talking to Armin that whole time. That pulled me out. I was like, wait, what? That was kind of weird. Like, I don't know. That was just kind of weird. But let me just talk about what I loved about Big Eren and Little Eren. And this is where I and a lot of other people thought this shit was going. Eren in the clouds, free. The way Isayama writes 139, his freedom was watching the earth get flattened, right? That's why he's in the clouds, feeling free, smiling, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Because he's watching the earth get leveled, which makes no sense because there was nothing in the previous 138 chapters that would have facilitated him thinking or feeling that way. Nothing alluded to that at all. What it more so felt like when reading that chapter with Eren in the clouds, like freedom or whatever, is it's approaching. After this hard part comes the easy part, right? Killing all these people is the hard part, but once they're all dead, freedom is there waiting. Obviously, in freeing Ymir, Eren is not free yet. As he says, until every fucking life that is squashed out, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and Paradis can be free, that's when he'll be free. You can't live freely if there's a constant threat to your life, right? There is no way to live free under those circumstances. So I really loved Big Eren being in that moment with little Eren, being like, hey, we're actually not free yet, but we will be. It's coming. You're not free yet, but it's coming. Oh, so good. Like, I just loved how... Oh, wait, one more little tiny comment. The wind sound effects were kind of a lot. Like, it didn't pull me out, but it was a lot. I don't know. The wind sound effects were kind of a lot. Anyway, I really loved the... I don't want to say this and have it sound bad. Over explanation. Because that's not a bad thing. Especially in this instance, right? The Isayama gave us literally nothing, right? And so that's why so many people fill in the blanks and thinks it's okay. Because they fill in the blanks with whatever they want to. And this, it's concretely said, hey, I saw the future with the Attack Titan power mixed with the Founding Titan. It showed me all the paths that could have happened, the unavoidable things like Sasha's death. It showed me everything. And this is the path that will lead us to freedom. This is the one I chose. And so I just love how like deep down into it gives, right? Because if you're thinking about it, this is what happens right after chapter 137, I believe, or right up. This is chapter 137. We're finally getting Eren's inner thoughts. These are his thoughts. This explains why he did everything he did. The path that showed the best options is what he followed. It's just so well done. It's so well done. Good job, everybody who worked on this. The voice acting was impeccable. One more tiny complaint. Could not hear Zeke at certain times. Could not hear Zeke. So Zeke needs to, what's the word called? Like, enunciate his voice, or whatever that word is called. He needs to project his voice more. Because what he was saying sounded important. And I really had to, like, zone in my ears to hear what he was saying. Like, I don't know if it was the music in the background was too loud or what, but it was just kind of hard to hear him at times. But anyway, 12 out of 10. Beautiful, amazing work. Amazing. You guys should be so proud.